Speaking of SNAP benefits, today, and Carlene, we brought that press conference here on Live Impact News, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, so we had a press conference with North Carolina Attorney General Jeff Jackson announcing a lawsuit against the Trump administration over SNAP benefits. Now, North Carolina and more than 20 other states are suing the Trump administration for pausing federal funding of SNAP benefits, impacting so many people. We want to bring in Attorney General Jeff Jackson here on the program. Attorney General Jackson, thank you for your time.
You got it. Good to see you.
Good to see you too again. Can you just explain, I gave a rundown of this lawsuit, but can you explain the decision to be a part of this lawsuit?
It was not a hard decision. This is a lot of money. It's going to really hurt the state. 1.4 million North Carolinians rely on this program for food to eat, including 600,000 children and about 40,000 babies. So the consequences here would be severe. And the legal case is pretty straightforward. The Department of Agriculture, which runs the SNAP program, they have an emergency fund. It's $6 billion. Congress gave them this money to make sure that there was never an interruption in SNAP services because of the consequences. And the department is basically just choosing not to use their emergency fund. They've used it in the past. There's never been an interruption of SNAP services before. They told us when the shutdown began that they had this fund that they could use if they needed to. And now they've basically just willfully decided not to. That is against the law. If Congress gives a department money, the department can't just refuse to fund a program. So we're taking them to court.
Well, as you mentioned, you said the department, USDA, basically said we're not going to use these funds for SNAP benefits. Did they say specifically why? I know you said they just willfully chose not to, but did they specifically say why they're not going to do that and where that money would go toward instead?
Well, they reversed themselves on their explanation. So about a month ago, they said this emergency money can be used for SNAP. And now they're trying to say, well, actually, we don't think it can be used for SNAP. But that's plainly not the case. This has been used for SNAP in the past. They told us a month ago that it could be. I think what is actually happening here is they've decided to play shutdown politics. They are deliberately deciding to ratchet up the pain in order to precipitate a crisis here to try and make some political maneuver.
We've been hearing stories from families, from folks at food banks, from everywhere impacted by the shutdown. What are some of the conversations you've been having with folks here in North Carolina who are impacted by this?
What I want people to understand is people have been impacted already. That is nothing compared to what will happen if this funding shutdown is allowed to go into effect. It will be a dramatic worsening of the current situation, the likes of which this country hasn't seen, frankly, in a very long time. 600,000 kids in 4 days just in North Carolina will not have enough to eat. The downstream consequences for this, for overwhelmed food pantries, overwhelmed churches, classrooms that now have far more hungry kids, teachers being asked to deal with that. I mean, this stretches into everything, and it hits in 4 days.
Well, while this plays out, I guess many folks are asking, what is the state doing to fill that gap?
There is no way to fill the gap. There is no way to remotely fill the gap. Nonprofits are going to try. They're going to scramble. Food pantries are going to scramble. But if this is allowed to go into effect, and again, we've got a lawsuit, and we're asking the court to take emergency action so this does not go into effect. But if it does, there is no way to come close to filling the gap.
One final question. You've been so generous with your time this afternoon. So you've sued the Trump administration several times, been a part of lawsuits with other states. Do you foresee any further legal actions against federal agencies if this shutdown continues and it continues to impact folks?
We're not looking to sue just to sue. I mean, they have to break the law. The reason we're suing here isn't because this is a very bad outcome. That's one reason, but it's because we have a strong legal case. If they were genuinely out of money, if this emergency fund didn't exist, we wouldn't have a legal argument to make. So going forward, our criteria for filing lawsuits will be the same as it ever is. If you hurt the state and if you've broken the law, we're going to take you to court.
Attorney General Jeff Jackson, thank you for your time once again here on Live Impact News. Thank you, and you're welcome back here as always. Thank you for your time.
You got it. Take care.